Good morning, students, and once again welcome to online session on the block Managing Financial Operations. We will be further continuing with our unit on understanding the profit and loss account statement. Now, in this particular session, we will try to understand the purpose of preparing a profit and loss statement. That is why we prepare it. We will also see the applicability of the terms and the concepts which we have already studied in the earlier videos. And finally, we will see how to interpret this statement or account. That is, what is the information which we can gather from this particular statement. Now, let's get a recap of what we have already studied. Profit and loss statement is one of the financial statements which is prepared by the organization at the end of the year. It is basically a flow report. That is, it shows the inflow and the outflow of the revenues or assets and liabilities in an organization during the accounting year. That is, it will show all the things what has happened in an organization during that particular accounting year. And it is also a link between the opening and the closing balance sheet. The values in your opening balance sheet will change at the end of the year. That is, there will be difference in the values in the opening and the closing balance sheet, and it is basically because of your profit and loss account or statement. This profit and loss statement, it is a summary of all the transactions related to the revenue and expenses. That is, whatever has happened, whatever income has been earned by the business and whatever are the expenses incurred which are related to the business have to be recorded in this statement. We also recognize that what type of revenues and expenses have to be recorded. Only the revenue nature expenses and incomes we used to record in this statement. That is, which are related to the day-to-day working of your business. This statement also depicts the profits earned or the losses suffered by the business in that accounting year. We all know that this statement is for 1 year. And that is why this statement will show you all the profits which you have earned. And it will also show you the losses which you have suffered. So whether you have suffered losses or profits, it will be shown in this statement. This statement also helps in the evaluation of the profitability of the business. How much profits have been earned? What were the profits in the previous year, and in comparison to the previous year, what is the change in the profitability of your business? Whether the profits have increased or the profits have decreased. Now, what are the reasons why the profit has increased? Whether there is an increase in sales or there is a decrease in the expenses. But if losses are there, what are the reasons for the losses? Whether the revenues have decreased, income has decreased, or whether there is a rise in the expenses also. So this statement will be helpful for us to comment on the profitability of your business. This profitability can also be compared with your competitors also. What is their profit? Why they are profitable and why we are not profitable? What is the difference in the revenues of your competitors as compared to your business? So you can evaluate, you can make a comparison with your profits, or you can make a comparison with the other players in the industry. This particular statement is a communication with your stakeholders also. So many people are there, so many set of stakeholders are there who are interested in what is happening in your organization. Why they are interested? Because maybe they have invested the money, they are the shareholders. Maybe they have given the loan to your business, they are the bankers, they are the financial institutions. Even the government has an interest in knowing what is happening in your organization. The society, they want to know what you are doing. Employees are very much interested. Your creditors, the suppliers who have given credits to you, who have supplied the materials on credit to you, they also have an interest that what is exactly happening in your organization. Are you financially sound? Do you earn that much of profit so that you will be in a position to take care of their money. You will be able to return the money on time? The owners, they want to know whether you will be earning something as a profit and giving a share to them. So that is why this statement will help to solve all the queries of your stakeholders. Whatever they want to know about your business, whatever they want to know about your profitability, this particular statement is going to serve as a medium of communication with them. Now, there are certain things which we should keep in our mind when we are preparing this statement. That is, only the revenue receipts and revenue expenses together with the losses should be recorded. That is, when we are preparing this statement, we should differentiate between the capital nature and revenue nature incomes and expenses, because this particular statement will talk about the profitability of your organization. So only those incomes and expenses should be recorded which are of revenue nature. The items which are of capital nature should not be recorded in your profit and loss account or a statement. Now, another thing, because we are preparing this profitability statement for one accounting year, so we should always consider that only those expenses and income should be recorded which are related to that particular accounting year. So all expenses and income which are not concerned, which are not related to this year, should not be recorded. Next important thing, all expenses and income related to this period should be considered even if the expenses are outstanding or the incomes have yet not been received. This is the concept, the accrual concept. That is, whatever you have earned, whether you have received it or not, that is not important. So the thing is, even if it has earned by you, you have to record it in that particular year. Same is for your expenses also. Whether you have paid it or not, if that expense has become outstanding, if that expense is related to that particular year, that should be recorded. So the matching concept, realization concept and the accrual concept, which we have already studied in the previous lectures, has to be considered when we are preparing this particular statement. Now, we know that what are the concepts we have to apply. We have to keep in mind the various concepts related to accounting, but how it is to be prepared now? Because this particular statement will talk about the profitability of your organization, and every organization is very much concerned to know the profitability in 2 steps. So that is why we divide this statement into 2 parts. The first part is related to the calculation of gross profit. Then the second part is related to the calculation of net profit. So when we prepare this statement, the first part we calculate the gross profit. Now what is this gross profit? This gross profit is basically the income, net income, that is the sales, that is the direct income. So net sales, that is your direct income, minus the cost which you have incurred to earn that sale. We have already studied the concept of cost of goods sold. So that has to be considered. So we calculate the cost of goods sold, and that cost of goods sold is deducted from your net sales, and the difference is your gross profit. We can take it in this way, that this is calculated by taking the direct income and the direct expenses. In our organization, what is the direct income? So generally the sales, the revenue from operations, whatever is the business activity of your business, that income is a direct income. So we take that income, and from that income only the direct expenses are being deducted. That is the expenses which are directly related or concerned with these revenues. So the formula for calculating our cost of goods sold is the opening stock plus net purchases plus direct expenses minus the closing stock, or simply all the direct expenses which you have incurred to earn those revenues, the direct revenue. So the difference is the gross profit. Now, the second important part is related to the calculation of net profit. Once we know the gross profit, that is the profit which we have earned after deducting direct expenses from direct income, now it is the turn to deduct other expenses. other than the direct expenses, there can be other expenses also, which is very important to be deducted from your profits. And it may be possible that business is earning some other type of incomes also other than the income from operations or from sales. Now, where to write that? So once we have calculated the gross profit, now it is the turn that we will add that other incomes. Now what can be those other incomes? It may be the business has received some rent, some interest, some commission, some discount. So all these are income for the business, but they are not direct income. So these other incomes like rent, interest, commission and discount, we will consider it when we are going to calculate the net profit. Similarly, the expenses which we have written or considered when we were calculating gross profit, business can have other expenses also. It could be the salaries, it could be the taxes, it could be the advertising, marketing. So these are also expenses, electricity bills, telephone bills. These are also the expenses which has to be considered when we are calculating the net profit. Now that is why now once we calculate the gross profit, now we add the other incomes and then we deduct the other expenses which we have not yet deducted when we calculated the gross profit. So all indirect incomes and expenses we used to take when we calculate the net profit. So once we have done that, we will get the net profit. Now let us see how we are going to prepare this profit and loss account or a statement. There are two ways of preparing this statement. If I am preparing it in an account form, then I will call it as profit and loss account. When we prepare it in account form, as we know that account means there will have two sides. One is a debit side and another will be a credit side. So similarly, when I'm preparing this account, profit and loss account, I will have two sides. One will be the debit and one will be the credit. All the expenses and all the losses which are related to your business, which are related to that particular accounting year, will be recorded on the debit side, and similarly I will record all the incomes and gains related to that particular accounting year on the credit side. All revenues which are being shown on the right side, that is the credit side, and we show all the expenses on the left side, that is the debit side. Now if it is a credit balance, that is if the credit side is more, when the income is more than the expenses, I will say it is a credit balance. Why? Because my credit side is more. So when income is more, credit side is more, it is credit balance. Why? Because it is more than the expenses and the difference is my profit. But if it is a debit balance, that is my expenses are more than my income. So I will say my debit side is more than my credit side. It means my expenses are more. So the difference between my debit side and my credit side will be my losses, and I will call it as a debit balance. Why? Because my expenses were more, my debit side was more. So when we prepare this in a account form, then we will have two sides. One will show your incomes and one will show your expenses, and the difference will either be a profit or a loss. Now let us see, this is a simple example of a profit and loss account which we have prepared for the year ending 31st March 2020. It means this show all the incomes and expenses which are being earned by the business in this particular year, that is which ended on 31st March 20. Now let's see, we will have two sides. One is the debit side and another is a credit side. Again, as we have said that this account is prepared in two parts. So one part will be for calculating the gross profit, and the second part we are going to calculate the net profit. First part, on the credit side we have written revenue from operations, that is it could be sales. So this is a direct income, so that we have revenue from operations. And then on the debit side we have written the cost of goods sold, that is the items related to cost of goods sold. So in this example we have cost of material consumed. So revenues minus cost of material consumed, we got the gross profit, that is direct incomes minus direct expenses is my gross profit. That is 47,831. Now this gross profit is transferred to the second part, and now we will be calculating the net profit. Because this is the second part and I am calculating the net profit, I will include other incomes also. So whatever is the other income, it could be in the name of rent, rent, it could be your commission or a discount, that I am going to write on the credit side. This is my other income. Now on the debit side, all the expenses which are related to the business but were not included in calculating gross profit will be shown here. It could be employees benefit expenses can be there, then we can have a finance cost, we have depreciation, other expenses, advertising, marketing, salaries, depreciation, anything could be there which is a part of your business activity. So all those expenses are written, then I will take again the total of my credit side, that is gross profit plus other incomes, and then I will deduct it from my expenses on the debit side. So when I have done this, I got a net profit of 3,202. This is my net profit. Now this is the profit which is available. Now from this I am going to pay for my taxes. So from this profit of 3,202, I have paid the taxes in the name of deferred taxes. It could be the taxes for the current year, whatever may be the name. So I'm paying for the taxes 523, and then the difference between my net profit, that is 3,202, minus my taxes, that is 523, the balance 2,679 is the profit which is now available. I can put it into my reserves, I can transfer it into as a surplus, I can create the reserves out of it, or I can simply take it as a retained earning. Now this is the profit which is now available after all the expenses have been made or done by the organization. Now this is the profit which is being left, which can be enjoyed by the owner. This is the profit which can be taken in my accounting equation along with the liabilities and the owner's capital, because now this is the money which can be enjoyed by the owners. We can give them as a dividend, or we can put it simply as a retained earnings also. So this is a way when I want to show my profit and loss statement in an account form, and I will call it as profit and loss account. Now the second way of preparing this profit and loss account is in a statement form, and then I will call it as a profit and loss statement. Now this is prepared like a statement, or it is prepared just like a report where we are preparing and showing all the incomes and expenses. Similarly, as we have seen that when we are preparing profit and loss account, we divided the account into two parts. So this statement is also divided into two parts. Why? Because we want to know the gross profit and then we want to know the net profit also. So similarly, as we have done in the profit and loss account, when we calculate the gross profit, we will record the incomes or the revenue from the sales, and then we deduct the direct expenses, that is the cost of goods sold, and then we calculate the gross profit. Then once we got the gross profit, then we calculate the net profit, and then we how to calculate it, then we deduct all the other expenses from my gross profit, and I will add all the other incomes, and then I will get my net profit. Now, when we prepare this particular statement, then we also take the consideration for the taxes and provisions also. And this particularly shows the operating revenues and non-operating revenues. That is, we will easily get to know the gross profit and the profit before taxes and the after taxes. So there is no such difference between these two different forms of profit and loss account or a statement. This is just a way of presenting the information. So one way we are preparing or showing it in an account form, and the second we are showing it in a statement form. Let us see this particular statement. The same question which we have done in an account form, I have converted it into a statement form. So the same information is being shown in a form of a statement. So we have returned the revenue from operations, then we have deducted the cost of material consumed because we do not have any other direct expenses at that time. So revenue from operations minus cost of material consumed, so we got the gross profit. Now from that we have deducted all the other expenses which are related to my accounting year and to my business operations. So once we have deducted the employees benefit expenses, finance cost, we can have depreciation, other expenses and all. Once we have deducted, then again the same, we got the profit before taxes. Now this is the same profit which we got in our account form also, 3202. Then we have deducted the taxes and then we have got the same 2679 is the profit after taxes. So whether you prepare it in an account form or you prepare it in a statement form, this is only the way of presenting the information, the output, the information, the results will remain the same. When we prepare profit and loss account, at that time we have to be very considerate about the various concepts which we have learned related to profit and loss account. That is the accrual concept, the matching concept and the realization concept. So these concepts make us very careful that there can be 4 different things which you have to adjust before you prepare your profit and loss account. That is, one is your prepaid expenses. That is, you have already paid for that expenses in that accounting year, although it was not due to be paid. That is, making the advance payment for your expenses before the date to pay that expense has occurred. So if there is any prepaid expenses, you will have to make the adjustment. Why? Because this prepaid expenses, the expense is not related to this year, so this should not be shown in your profit and loss account of this year. Then there can be some unearned revenues also. You receive the income, advance income has been received, but actually for this income you are going to realize, you are going to work for this income in a future date which is not related to this accounting year. So these advance revenues, these advance incomes should not be a part of this particular year's profit and loss account statement. Then there could be some accrued expenses which has been incurred but you have not made the payment. So my concept says that yes, matching concept, you have incurred the expenses although you have not paid it, but that has to be recorded in my profit and loss account statement. Why? Because matching concept says that if the expenses have been incurred, it should be shown irrespective of when you are going to make the payment. Same is for accrued revenues also. If the income has been earned, it should be shown in my profit and loss account statement of this year, irrespective whether I have received it or not. So receiving of income or payment of expenses is not important. What is more important, that whether that expense has been incurred or not, whether that income has been earned or not. So these 4 different things are very important when we prepare a profit and loss account or a statement. We have to make the adjustments also, because the concept says only those expenses and income should be recorded which are related to that particular accounting year for which we are preparing the statement. Anything which is not related to it, whether it is an expense or income, it should not be shown. If there is some expense you have paid although it was not due, don't show that expense. If it is some income, you have received that income but you have not earned it, you have not realized it, so don't show it as your income. So similar for your expenses and revenue. So we have to apply all these concepts of your profit and loss account when we prepare it. Otherwise, this profit and loss account or a statement is not going to depict the correct financial position or the correct profitability of your organization. Now, after preparing this statement, there are certain questions which are answered. What is the financial performance? Whether your business was profitable or it is running in losses. So we can easily comment on the profitability of your organization. Are we profitable or running into the losses? That is, what could be the reasons why we are running into the losses? As I have already told you, whether our profits are decreasing, what is the reason for the decrease in that profit? whether my sales has decreased, whether my expenses have increased, what particular expenses have increased, whether my direct expenses are increasing or my indirect expenses are increasing, whether the cost of material is increasing or whether the salaries and the depreciation and the other costs are increasing. So we can easily comment on the profitability of your business. Then you can compare it with your previous years also. Whether my business was more profitable in previous year as compared to the current year, or this year my business is more profitable. So we can easily make a comparison with our own financial performances through our profit and loss account. Then another thing, we have to be very alert with what is happening with our competitors. What are they doing? What is their performance? Are they more profitable from us? Why they are more profitable? Because this financial statement later on becomes a public document. That is, every organization has to provide this particular statement in the public domain of their company, and they have to submit these accounts to the government also. So that means after certain time it becomes a public document. So it is very easy to get an access to the financial accounts of any company. So you can easily compare your performance with your competitors, what they are doing, how profitable they are, what is making them more profitable, what is the main source of their income, how they are increasing, what is their cost component, how they are putting a control on their cost. So these are the certain questions which can be easily answered if we prepare a profit and loss account or a statement. But to get a true picture of your profitability, we have to follow all the concepts which we have already studied in these videos. Otherwise, if these concepts are not being applied properly, the financial results, the profits which will be shown by these statements will not show the correct position of your company, and then your comparisons with your competitors or with your previous year performances will not be in a position to give some concrete results. So your decision making is going to be affected. You won't be able to find out what is to be controlled, what expenses have to be controlled, what are the areas where you have to work hard so that your performance is going to increase. So this is how we are supposed to prepare the profit and loss account statement. I hope that after going through these 3 videos which are related to the profit and loss account and the preparation of profit and loss account, you would be able to understand what is this statement, why it is being prepared and how it is being prepared, and what are the various concepts which we have to keep in mind when we are preparing these statements, and how these particular statement is going to help the stakeholders in deciding about that whether the company is profitable or not. The decisions of your stakeholders are also dependent on your profitability. So if you are profitable, they will be ready to make the more investments in your company. If you're not profitable, they won't be making the investment. So the profitability or the correct preparation of profit and loss account is very much required for the organizations. Thank you.